Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Well, right now at 4:30, a woman is attacked inside the same home she was trying to sell. How she managed to escape and get help. And a date is set in a special election to replace suspended Commissioner Regina Hill. We are talking to multiple candidates looking to fill her seat. And from Daytona to the big dance, how one local basketball player helped take down one of the greatest players to ever step on the court. Well, welcome back, everybody. It is 4:30 on this Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us and choosing to tune in. I'm Deborah Choe. Let's go and get right over to Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Gardner. Hi, Brooks.
Hi, Deborah. Good morning. It is Tuesday, the day after the eclipse, and it's a super Tuesday here across the southeast. We've got about 84 for the high today in Orlando. Some rain and severe storms, though, possible across the south, and that'll be the theme for the next couple of days. In fact, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi under the gun tomorrow for what could be tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. That weather comes our way Thursday, but in a much lessened form. Currently, it is 62 degrees outside. It's mild in Sanford at the airport here. A lot more mild than yesterday at this time. We've got a flow out of the southeast, so we're starting to catch our breeze off the Gulf Stream. 70 at Cocoa, 70 in Melbourne right now. 59 degrees in the Villages. And in today's Good Day forecast, check it out. We've got Kiwi and Clucker. Kiwi's the pup, of course, and Clucker's the chicken. Courtesy of Steve Chambers and Coco, all conked out because they're chasing each other all day long, but they are jazzed for a walk. I don't know about walking the chicken, but the dog for sure. 74 at 11, up to 83 today by 4 o'clock. A real winner of a day. Coming up, I'll show you the latest on that storm threat coming here for Thursday. All right, Deborah, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Brooks. From Fox 35 Mission Control, ULA is hoping to launch a Delta IV Heavy rocket today. It was supposed to go up last month, but some mechanical issues kept it on the ground. So liftoff is scheduled for 12:53 p.m. The rocket will be carrying a satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office. It will be the Delta IV's heavy last flight. The rocket is being replaced by the Vulcan. And developing this morning, Flagler County deputies arrest a man accused of assaulting a woman inside a home that she was trying to sell. Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie explains how her quick actions may have saved the day.
A Flagler County realtor assaulted ahead of her Palm Coast open house Saturday. This man, Carlos Da Silva, now facing multiple charges because that realtor fought back against the 78-year-old, says Sheriff Rick Staley.
He stopped at kissing because she was resisting his advances, but this could have ended up much worse. Once he started attacking her, she started fighting him off and telling him to stop and leave, which is exactly what you should do.
She also ran outside and snapped a photo of his license plate. Deputies able to track him down.
He's a dirty old man. He's clearly a pervert, and he's where he needs to belong, in jail.
According to the latest numbers, in 2022, 30,000 realtors reported being victims of violent crimes such as assault, sexual abuse, and robbery. That's according to the National Association of Realtors.
It's horrifying. You never want to feel like you are going to go into your job and not be safe.
Jenny Dunn, also a Central Florida realtor, recommends safety in numbers for open houses.
When you can, co-host the event with a colleague. At the very least, invite colleagues to come and stop by at various times during the open house.
Inviting friends and neighbors and limiting open house hours also leads to increased foot traffic, Dunn says. And keep your phone charged and nearby. Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
And the Flagler County Sheriff's Office actually offers classes to realtors about ways to protect themselves in situations like this. You can always contact their office for the details. That number is on your screen. As for the suspect, he's being held in jail on no bond. Well, the time now is 4:34. We now have a date for the special election to replace suspended Orlando City Commissioner Regina Hill. So this is scheduled to happen on May 21st, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty crowded race. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth has more.
The District 5 seat belonging to now suspended Orlando City Commissioner Regina Hill is vacant. There was a steady stream into the city clerk's office, people either picking up candidate paperwork or dropping it off to replace her. The governor temporarily suspended Hill as she faces multiple criminal charges, including financial exploitation of an elderly person and fraud. At least 7 people expressed interest to Fox 35 in that seat, including Shaniqua Shan Rose, who ran against Hill in 2021.
I'm here to be a champion, so I did not win in 2021, but I used my nonprofit Change for the Community to continue to fight.
Another recognizable face, former state representative Travaris McCurdy.
My commitment to you is to always be here to listen and to advocate.
Those who hope to lead District 5 say the community needs someone who will focus on economic development and bring integrity. Cameron Hope runs a neighborhood tax business and believes he's ready.
It's unfortunate, but we have to rebound, and the district needs representation, and I'm here to step up, for that cause.
Other candidates include Taikisha Ellison, who runs a coaching firm for business owners.
I already have the experience on assisting the community. I just will have the title behind me.
Also, Miles Moraine and Luana Gelzer, who serve as community advocates.
The bottom line is we need a person that can walk in under these times and understand that we're behind the 8 ball.
I think it's important that we have somebody who knows what's going on in District 5, who's been doing the work here, who will act as a civil servant.
Mayor Buddy Dyer says it will cost roughly $32,000. He says he is confident District 5 will be taken care of until that seat is filled.
We generally do things by consensus here. It's very rare that you have a split vote on anything, and I think all the other commissioners should watch out for District 5.
Reporting in Orange County, Randy Holdreth, Fox 35 News.
Randy, thank you. A Fox 35 update. A grieving mother will have to wait another month to learn the fate of her daughter's killer. Shauna Wallace is back in the hospital after a judge delayed her sentence. It's been nearly 5 years since Shannon Zisa's daughter was killed while the family was out riding a bike. Wallace crashed into them last month, and a Seminole County jury convicted Wallace of DUI manslaughter. She says that she is ready to get the process over with, the mother says.
The defendant really has no bearing on my life. She's taken all that she's going to take from me.
The sentencing hearing is now scheduled for May 6th. Well, across Florida, hundreds of properties around Clearwater are in the hands of Scientology members. Since 2017, entities tied to the Church of Scientology have brought over 200 properties in and around downtown. Critics say it's broadening the organization's control over what comes into this area. It comes at a time when city leaders are trying to revitalize their downtown.
Clearwater citizens want to see a balance downtown Clearwater, something other than just Scientology. So that's our goal, is to create that balance. That's what our citizens want us to do.
Leaders plan to expand Coachman Park, which has seen over 120,000 visitors since it last opened last year. They also hope to work with the Church of Scientology to fill many of the vacant buildings the organization actually owns downtown. The time now is 4:37. Spring break is in the rearview mirror, and gas prices, they're also dropping. Prices have dropped an average of 12 cents a gallon over the past week in Florida. You might have noticed it yourself. This is also despite an increased global pressure on oil prices. Now, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.46. That's according to AAA. But don't expect those prices, unfortunately, to keep dropping. They could go back up for a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
What we're seeing right now is a little bit of a downtick in gas prices today, but you could still see a little bit of a rebound here in the coming days, and especially in the weeks ahead as we move through the spring season.
Parts of the Florida Panhandle had the lowest gas prices, while the most expensive gas in the state right now sold in West Palm Beach. Well, new details now. A University of Florida student is accused of stabbing his own mother dozens of times. His reasoning, he told deputies his mom annoyed him. 21-year-old Emmanuel Espinoza left Gainesville Saturday, drove to his mom's house in Frostproof, rang the doorbell footage, and it shows a pocket knife in his hand as he approached the door. Deputies say the second she opened it, he attacked her. You can see the knife right there. Olivia Espinoza was a second-grade teacher. Here's some pictures of her. Those who knew her are devastated.
I don't think you'll know the impact you have had on this community and how many people are going to love and miss you, how many people are hurt.
The school district has counselors available. Emmanuel Espinoza is in Polk County Jail being held without bond. Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, a Central Florida native is on top of the world right now. Her South Carolina team ran the table to win the national championship game. See how she is celebrating this morning. Plus, something you will only find in Florida. A scaly visitor makes a stop in somebody's kitchen.
Got off the couch, came around the door, prepared to say, "You're in the wrong place."
How the gator broke into this Florida home. Time now is 4:40. We'll be right back. Welcome back in the Sports Zone. The University of Connecticut, back-to-back NCAA champions. The Huskies dominated last night's championship game against Purdue. UConn started to pull away in the second half and really never looked back. Final score was 75-60, giving UConn its 6th national title in program history. And the Orlando Magic look to improve their standings in the East tonight. They are in Houston taking on the Rockets. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. The Magic are ranked 3rd in the East, right behind the Milwaukee Bucks. And a lot of eyes will be on Tiger Woods this week as the legendary golfer prepares for the Masters at Augusta National. Woods pulled out of the major last year. If he's able to make the cut at the Masters this year, it will be the 24th of his career. And the women's college basketball tournament is in the books, and this year Central Florida was well represented. Oviedo's Chloe Kitts helped lead South Carolina to victory against Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Fox 35's Stephanie Buff-Monty spoke exclusively with her parents as they got home from celebrating.
Undefeated South Carolina has won its 3rd national championship.
Chloe Kitts hugging her coach after winning the NCAA Women's Basketball National Championship. Kitts is from right here in Central Florida, and she spoke about what the national title win meant to her.
It feels amazing. I've been through so many ups and downs from last year, and I'm just so excited that I'm able to celebrate a national championship with my teammates. I love everyone, and I'm very excited.
Her parents and siblings were there with her in Ohio to celebrate this incredible win Sunday. Her mom and dad, Crystal and Jason, are now back home in Oviedo and spoke with us about what it meant to be there.
It was so loud. It was so loud. I think all of the parents were shaking and crying. It was intense. It was good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was something that you dream about, like you see on TV. But the minute they drop the confetti, and you have Holly Rowe up there talking to the kids and the coaches.
Kitts is from Oviedo. She played for DME Academy in Daytona Beach in high school before committing to South Carolina. Her parents say it is her dedication that helped her make it this far.
We're proud, for sure. We've spent a lot of days thinking and dreaming about this, and it came true. But the work is has been put in over the years, and we found a good fit for college, and they came together as a group, and the coaching staff has done an amazing job with them.
Stephanie Buffmonti, Fox 35 News.
Oh, they must be so proud. Well, caught on camera, a brave gator in Venice strolls right into a woman's home. This is Mary Hollenbach. She heard some banging on her front screen door. She got off the couch and found a nearly 8-foot gator. It made it up from her hallway and appears to get stuck in the kitchen there trying to figure out what the heck. She grabbed her phone and immediately called 911. And if you're wondering how it got inside,
it's just a magnet. But he was pushing on this and eventually just broke the magnetic connection.
oh my. She thinks the gator came from a pond across the street from the house. Sarasota County deputies and FWC came and hauled that gator away. Wow. I was talking to my family about this yesterday, and they said, oh my gosh, this is why I can't live near a pond, because of all the gators that are nearby. You just never know. You got to assume, right? Every body of water is going to have it.
Yeah, that's right, here in Florida. And she'll never complain about the mouse problem again. Here's mice versus alligators. What would you rather have in your house? Mount Dora right now, we've got clear skies, a mild morning. Temperatures there are in the 50s right now. We are on the way to the 80s today. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon. 61 Ocala, 68 Titusville, 70 right now at Cocoa Beach. Around the region, it's mild and it's going to warm up pretty fast. In Celebration, for instance, we go from 61 degrees around daybreak up to 72 by 11 and 82 by 4 o'clock. We'll probably top out right about 83 degrees there. Well, I'm looking at the Titusville camera, a live view from our Lunch Credit Union cab atop the Epic Theater, looking east toward NASA. There's the Vehicle Assembly Building, and somewhere in the dark is Launch Pad 37B. That's where a Delta IV Heavy rocket is set to launch later today, just before 1 p.m. at 12:53, with a 90% chance for a go weather-wise. This Delta IV Heavy delayed from a late March launch, and it's carrying a super secret spy satellite for the U.S. Reconnaissance Office. But in any sense, this will be the last flight of the Delta IV Heavy before that rocket is retired in the hallowed halls of rocketry. Well, it's 80. That's my forecast time today for Palm Coast, 78 Cocoa Beach, 84 for Winter Haven, 85 in Bushnell. We've got a southeast wind today, so it'll be a little cooler on the Atlantic coast because the water temperatures are a little bit cooler and a lot warmer along the I-75 corridor. It's going to be a warm day today in Ocala. All right, so our next system is coming from the deep south and south central U.S. We've got a front that could produce severe weather today across Texas and Arkansas. Tomorrow, it's highly likely to produce tornadoes and severe weather in Louisiana, also Mississippi, and in Alabama. This is going to be a severe weather outbreak for parts of the deep south. The system does make it into our region on Thursday, but in doing so, it's going to lose a lot of its punch as the energy from the system tracks northeast of our area. That said, there will be a window in the afternoon, especially across the Nature Coast and in north central Florida for our Fox 51 viewers, of a couple of severe thunderstorms around 3 o'clock in Gainesville and maybe toward 4 or 5 in Ocala. As the line moves south and eastward, it's going to lose its punch. It's going to lose a lot of its energy and severe storm capabilities, also arriving after dark for many locations in the Orlando metro. So with the loss of heating of the day, there won't be as much fuel for the fire. So we're right on the edge of no threat of severe weather. In fact, from Orlando south and east, there's no threat at this point being forecast. This is a map from the Storm Prediction Center, a division of the National Weather Service. The green indicating the possibility of severe weather from Bushnell to Daytona to Palm Coast, and a likelihood of severe weather once you get north of Ocala up through the Gainesville area for Thursday. The primary threat will be damaging wind gusts, but there could be an isolated tornado there. Port Canaveral right now, 63 degrees, live view there looking over at the Exploration Tower, and it's going to be a great day to explore the beach. Satellite Beach today, 76 degrees, the high temperature, an onshore wind about 15 miles per hour for a beautiful beach day. I'd like to show you the long-range forecast. We've got a quiet and sunny pattern for the next couple of days before that system moves in. You can see it passing by. Behind it, we're back to the sunshine, and then by the middle of April, a big warm-up across the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. where we could see 90s on the regular. All right, let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. 84 today, 88 tomorrow. Windy on Thursday, highs close to 90 degrees. A 70% chance for storms in Orlando, mainly after dark. So for most of us, Thursday, it looks to be a partly cloudy, windy, and very warm day, but free of rain. Looking ahead to the weekend, highs closer to 80 for Friday and Saturday, and then back to 90 for early next week. Well, it's time for Skyfox traffic. Right now, drive times looking pretty good from downtown to Lake Mary. Normal drive time 13 minutes. We're sitting at about 14 minutes, and no issues from the notorious Champions Gate exit to downtown, where there have been so many delays. It's got a lot of people wishing they had a helicopter. Not today, though, yet. All right, let's look at the forecast and the traffic. Deborah, back to you.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks so much, Brooks. Trending this morning, 19 million steps in 352 days. How about that? That's how far one runner has traveled across Africa. Russ Cook started his journey in South Africa and slowly made his way to the top. He is raising funds for the Running Charity. It's an organization based in the UK battling youth homelessness. So far, he has raised over $500,000. Awesome stuff. Well, instead of working from home, try working from the sea. Virgin Voyages just launched a month-long cruise pass for remote workers. Prices started at about $10,000 for 2 passengers. That's still, though, 30% cheaper than booking 4 individual 4-week-long cruises. Travelers will sail to Spain, France, and Italy. Well, the time now is 4:51, and you decide 2024 coverage. According to reports, the Democratic National Committee is worried an independent campaign could actually help Donald Trump's presidential bid. Fox News Digital says a staff member for Kennedy told a room full of Republicans in New York the only way Trump takes the state is if Bobby is on the ballot. They broke it down like this: Trump versus Biden, Biden wins. But with somebody else in the mix, the Northeast blue states would split their votes between Kennedy and Biden, giving Trump a better shot. And a brand new poll of registered voters show a tight race between President Biden and Donald Trump. Most show a 1-point gap between the two, but one poll shows the president with a 3-point lead over Trump. Right now in Baltimore, crews are moving containers from the cargo ship that crashed into the Key Bridge. They're clearing debris from the bow of the ship so they can move it out of the way. This is all in an effort to fully reopen the port of Baltimore, which the Army Corps of Engineers says could happen by the end of May.
It is an aggressive timeline, but we are going to work around the clock to make sure that we hit this timeline.
Officials in Maryland say more than 30 ships have passed through the area since temporary alternate channels have opened. Well, the time now is 4:52. It's a busy morning on Good Day Orlando. Coming up next, Jonathan Majors learns his fate, the punishment handed down to the actor. That's when we come back. Well, welcome back. Today in Michigan, James and Jennifer Crumbly are set to be sentenced for their role in the mass shooting at Oxford High School in 2021. That shooting left 4 students dead and 7 others hurt. They became the first parents ever to be charged and convicted for the actions of their child, who was the gunman. The Crumblys are facing up to 15 years in prison. Victims and their family members will get a chance to speak at today's hearing. And new this morning, a deadly ferry accident in East Africa. A makeshift ferry sank off of Mozambique northern coast, killing more than 90 people, including kids. About 130 people were on board at the time. Officials blame the deaths on misinformation being spread over the cholera outbreak. People reportedly overcrowded the boat over fears of the disease spreading. Hollywood actor Jonathan Majors will not face jail time after his misdemeanor assault conviction. The 34-year-old had faced up to a year in jail. So instead, the sentencing yesterday, the judge ordered the Creed 3-star to complete a year-long counseling program. Both sides agreed that Majors should not face jail time because he was a first-time offender. You might remember, if you're not familiar, he was actually convicted in December of misdemeanor assault and harassment after he attacked his former girlfriend in the back seat of a car. Well, there is more coming up in the 5 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando. Orange County commissioners are meeting today to discuss a transportation tax. Up next, we're breaking down what needs to happen before this can actually go on the November ballot. We have that story and much more. Danielle is joining me at the desk today because Ryan is taking the day off. We'll be right back. Did you see the clip?
What happened here?
Oh, let me get the traffic clicker.